Today I'll be talking about UX for complex data. في البداية أنا اسمي جمانة المحمود. I work as an interaction designer at CAXT and in the Center for Complex Engineering System. So as designers, we tend to value simplicity. But unfortunately, complexity is inevitable, whether it's the properties of the product, or is it the user, or is it the process. So I'll give an example of this challenge that I faced as a designer at Amazon while I was doing my grad studies in the US. So, for example, this is a product. This is a machine screws. Machine screws, they have a lot of properties here, a lot of information that we need to capture. Usually users search for machine screws using catalogs like those. They are really huge. So the challenge I faced, we want to tap into that market. As a designer, you want to transform that experience into smaller viewports using laptops or using computers. So this is a framework that I followed. I started by asking myself, who's the user? Because in order to explore the patterns, you need to start with this framework. I used it. It was really useful. So hopefully some other people can use it and find it useful. By starting with the users, you start to understand who you're designing for. And then we go into the context. What are they searching for? What are they wanting to do? And then where? Where is the location where they're going to use your product? And finally, the patterns, which is the how for the designers. So as I told you, the users, are they kind of like chilled users, or are they really serious? They want to actually just order on the go and have it reliable for their work. For example, for Amazon Supply, there were researchers, there were people who wanted to order something and they want to know it's right. They were supplying their companies or factories. For the context, are they people who are working in a laid-back environment, or is it in a factory where they want to order on the go and they really care about efficiency? What about the nature of products? Are they small products? What about the information associated with that product? Does it have different variables, or is it something that you can just display and make an easy buying decision? From that, the users, the context, I started exploring patterns. Patterns are the most important thing for designers. So those are the three things that I kept in my mind while designing for different patterns and exploring. Is it scalable? What does it mean to be scalable? Can we add more products, more information for each product while we are developing our app? And then consistent. Okay, we want to innovate. It's really nice. And as a designer, I'm pretty sure that everyone here loves to invent something new, invent new patterns. But then you have to always think about the overall experience of the company, and you don't want to deviate or have users be like, okay, am I still on that website, or am I in another website? And finally, is it convenient? Can they perform many operations using only one click or maximum 2 clicks? Or are they going to go into a lot of pages in order to perform their operations? So those are some of the patterns. How many of you guys use Amazon for shopping? Great. So you're familiar with this kind of experience here. They call it twisters. So we have different variations for one product. The golf driver, so many variations, it's only one product. It's nice, it's fluid, we can use it on mobile apps as well, but then we only have about 4 variables here, so it's not good if we have more variables for our products. And then I started exploring another one. So if we have so many data, so many information, you have a lot of products, what's the best kind of experience for users? This is something that you would find on Amazon if you go to the auto and vehicles. You don't just display all parts on the website. You search for a certain type, and then they view parts associated with that vehicle or that product. And that's not my car, unfortunately, but maybe in the future. Finally, the variation tables. So that's what we settled with. Variation tables, they're great for people in factories. They use catalogs. They're used to using tables. They search for data. They find it. They want to see all the information laid out for the user. So why don't we just use online tables? And then they can also apply different operations on those tables. They can buy on the go. They can display more information by expanding. So as a user in a busy environment, you can see everything you want conveniently. And also I explored how fluid the design is and how can users actually use it if they want to use their mobile phones. So to sum up, right now I'm doing UX design for complex data at the Center for Complex Engineering Systems. And before I used to design for customers who want to make buying decisions. For now, we're designing for stakeholders who want to make decisions in a country or city level. It's all complex data. How do we view this data? And that's the challenge I'm facing. So I'm going to be quoting our favorite designer, Don Norman. Complex things will require complexity. It is the job of the designer to manage that complexity with scale and grace. Thank you.